how are we doing today? I'm Evan Kahn.
And I'm Ryan Clarkson.
We'll be your host today, and this is TC Talks.
The podcast where we talk to TC and TC talks back.
How are we doing today?
Doing good. How are you guys doing?
Alright.
We got our two
Pretty
guests
decent.
with us. Sorry, I mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good, you're good.
So we got our two guests with us, Matayah, and we have Lily. And we're going to talk to you guys about some art and what kind of got you guys into it. So go ahead and introduce yourselves, what kind of arts you in, different classes, and go for it.
Okay, my name is Matayah Moore. I'm a senior at Columbian High School, and I've kind of been involved in art for pretty much my whole life. I mean, I've always been told kind of by my family that, like, even my crayon drawings when I was little, they were like, wow, that's really detailed for, like, a child, and I was just like, yeah.
Hanging up
It's just,
on the fridge and everything.
yeah, that's just one of those things that I was kind of born with.
Yeah.
I'm a sophomore. I also have been doing art like my whole life, but I go like project to project to project.
Yeah.
So I'm like constantly on different things. I do painting, ceramics, I crochet a little bit,
Yeah.
make all different kinds of stuff. So I'm a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
Been doing it since I was a kid. Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Because you have a little crochet kind of side business too,
I do.
don't you?
Yeah, and a jewelry business.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because you made me a ring the one
Yeah,
time.
I make necklaces, rings, bracelets, crochet like tops, beanies, all different kinds of things. Made a tote bag, and I'm making a blanket right now too, so that's pretty cool.
I tried to learn how to crochet,
It takes
and
so long. It takes so long.
I made
So
like
much
I made a little rectangle, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it takes forever. Like, I'm making a blanket, like I said.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's been a week already. And I'm only on like the first two like rows of it. So.
So you'll be probably at that for like, what, a month or so?
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's expensive too.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, what does art mean to you guys? Like, what if you could put like a definition to like not only like art in general, but your projects that you guys create? Like, what does it mean to you?
It's kind of universal. Like, my personality, I've kind of been outcast, like pretty outlandish, to like the social setting of high school, and art for me has just kind of been a way of expression. And
Yeah.
not only is it just expression, and I hate to say it, but it's like a validation thing.
Yeah.
Like, I love to feel validated when people that I don't know, that don't talk to me, are like, hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just makes me feel good. Makes me feel like a part of just a whole bigger picture
Yeah.
as an
It's
artist.
like an escape for me. Like,
Okay.
I don't, not very social, don't like people very much, don't hang out with very many people. So, like, getting in a project and putting all my all into a painting and making it so important and having a special meaning to it, and then being able to show it to other people is so important, because it's like you can spread a real message through art.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
For sure. Yeah.
Say, I was in just a semester art class with you. Well, technically, you.
Well, I would come in.
Let's
Yeah.
say you and Lacey came in and vibed in there with us, and you guys showed me a few things that kind of helped me get through my projects,
Mm-hmm.
and they turned out way better than if I did them on my own. But yeah, have you ever gone to like, how do I put it, competition or like a showing for art?
I did an art show here in town
Yeah.
at the Tiffin Brewery.
Okay.
They do, like the Poignant Project downtown.
Yeah.
He will host art shows, and yeah, I did 2 of them. The first one was pretty good. I made a whole lot of money, and then the second one was a little bit more of a bust because
Yeah.
my art style changed up a bit to happier things, I guess. I was doing a lot of paintings of frogs, and it doesn't get the same demographic.
Hey, frogs are cool. Frogs are
Yeah.
cool. So you said you made money off of it.
Mhm.
Did you like? I didn't even think you could. Honestly, I thought it was just kind of like a school function. Oh, you went there, you got like a validation, or like, oh, good job, and then you just went home.
Oh no. These art shows were not connected to Columbian.
Oh, okay.
But I would bring my work that I did in class
Yeah.
to the art show
Yeah.
and sell it.
Cool.
And
But there's, like, things you can do in Columbian, like scholarships, and, like,
Mhm.
we have
Oh, yeah.
the art the art show that we do every year, where everyone puts their art pieces in it, shows it.
Yeah. There's the governor's show and the art
Yeah, we're
guild
doing that
in
now.
town.
Oh, yeah.
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 So, do you guys think that like art is important to society? Like, not just like the art world, but like just to society in general? And
Oh yeah.
yeah.
100%.
And there's like so many like things in old history of art that shows like battles that happen or like history that's happened and taken place. And if we didn't have that, how would we know it happened?
Yeah, I want to say a big thing is that everything is designed. Design is art. Like, an artist made the technology, the equipment that we're using right now to record this, and we definitely have those people to thank, because without the designers, which are 100% artists, we wouldn't have nearly the things that we have now.
Right, and kind of the base of what you just said, the people who design this, everything in itself is an art form. Like whoever made this,
Yeah,
the
for
inventors,
sure.
that's an art form.
And everything like means different to other people.
Yeah.
Like a painting I do is gonna mean different to you or different than what I mean it to paint it.
Right.
Or what I meant to paint it for.
Right, because
And
art
it's
is
gonna
very
mean
abstract.
different to you guys.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
everyone sees art different and it just means everything, or it means different to everyone.
Right. I think the interpretation of art as well is very abstract,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is a very cool concept. I'm glad that it's like a thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful too.
Yeah.
Like you can just appreciate so much like oil paints and like acrylic paints. I love painting.
Yeah.
So you can just appreciate painting so much.
And I think it goes a lot deeper than the interpretational art as well. Like, artists are the people who make our scents for our colognes, perfumes, lotions. They make,
Clothing too.
yeah. They
Everything.
make the flavors of our drinks, like
Yeah.
this Prime that I'm drinking right now. Some artists had to
Yeah.
put those flavors together.
Oh yeah.
Not sponsored.
No.
So, do you guys think that you had a different experience in elementary school with art, middle school to art, all the way up to high school to
You
art?
get more opportunities in high school.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I get more chances to like show off my art, and like I can actually sell art, and like I sell jewelry in Fremont, and then I'm getting like an Etsy account to start selling my crocheting stuff and my other jewelry. So like yeah, you just get so much more opportunities in high school than I did in middle school. In middle school you had one art class. That was it. In high school you have like so many different art classes. You can like pick whatever you want to do. You can pick what you like. You can choose what you want to do. If you're interested in painting, do a painting class. If you like ceramics, ceramic class.
Yeah. I think for myself, this question kind of has a negative undertone for me, because in middle school I went to Seneca East, and there was not much mediums, there wasn't much resources to offer, and there I had like the reigning crown as an artist.
Yeah.
I had my own display case.
Really?
Yeah, I was the best there, and they wanted to show that off as a school.
Right.
And then once I got into high school, because I came here freshman year, there is a lot more competition,
Yeah.
which you kind of have to use that to lift yourself up, because if you don't,
How do you
you're
get
gonna,
better?
right.
Yeah.
But there's so many opportunities here for improvement, just because you're given so much more. You have a million different opportunities to base inspiration off of things that you see here,
Right.
because there was nothing there to inspire me versus what I have here.
Because I bet comparative, since you have gone to Seneca East and different schools, Columbian's a very diverse school.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
Yeah.
It's people, it's cliques, it's
Oh yeah.
it's everything.
There's different groups in
Yeah.
everywhere.
Right. So I bet coming here was, for the competitive side of things, almost better.
Yeah.
Because if you do something and it's just always like the best, it gets kind of boring after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a very heightened ego when
Yeah.
when I was told that, that's the best of the best, and I was like, all right, yeah, like, I know. And then I get here and I'm like, oh geez. that was my first reaction. I was like, oh geez.
And our art teachers here, like Schmitz, so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They care
Schmitz is
so
cool guy.
much. They're so amazing.
Yeah. They both definitely really care, and
Yeah.
in times where my own parents have kind of been neglective, like Mr. Schmitz and Mrs. Humphrey have been there for me.
Yeah, they're kind of like your mom and dad away from.
Yeah.
And especially with you doing something that you're good at and you love and you're passionate about.
And then they love it too.
Right, and then they show that positivity towards it. It makes it all worth it.
And they bring such like an amazing experience to the classroom. Like they always have like uplifted spirits. Schmitz is always dancing around.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Schmitz is a creative guy.
He's a
His
character.
classroom's always fun.
Yeah.
And they're very, very easy to talk to. They understand. Like, in where I've had so many hardships in my young adult life and even my teen life before this, like, I struggled.
Yeah.
I struggled bad. I still struggle. We all struggle. And art, and especially the teachers, have helped me to get through it. I wouldn't have been able to otherwise.
So, what like projects / pieces like do you like can specifically pinpoint in your head creating, and why do those stand out in your memory so much?
I'll let you go first.
I did one of my sister. It's like a half and half face. There's one side smiling, one side crying. It's like two separate paintings. And it was supposed to, my sister has retrograde poster, so it was supposed to like represent like, there's always going to be bad days, there's always going to be good days, but like you have to get up.
Yeah.
No matter what, you gotta get up.
You gotta make the best of it.
Yeah.
Like you can't stay down for too long.
No.
Gotta keep going.
I think one thing that really kind of stood out in my memory was when I was making a bunch of paintings of frogs. I was doing it.
Yeah.
I was doing backwards paintings, which I don't think anyone has ever done before here. It's when you take a panel of glass and you do an outline, and then you start doing the darks to the lights.
Yeah.
And then you flip it over and you see what you made.
Nice. Okay.
And just the freedoms that I was allowed. I would sign at a study hall and I would go into art and I would just keep on creating these pieces.
Right.
And they all turned out really well. They sold for a lot of money. People liked them. And like, I'm just really thankful that I've had the opportunities to go and create things like this in my free time.
Right.
Versus filling up my schedule with non-electives.
Yeah, and things that's not going to help you in your future if you want to do art in your future.
Right.
So you guys have both mentioned that you guys sell your art in, one way or another. Could you see yourself making like a career or like a side career out of this to support, continuing doing your art?
Yes, like I said, I wanted to do an Etsy account, which I'm really excited for. So I think I'm going to try and do that this summer.
Bouncing off that, bouncing off what you said too, Rylan, do you see that as like your career? Your career?
I see it as a side business because I want to do interior design.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I want to have that as like my actual job, but then as a little side business, could also sell that.
Kind of what's like fun for you as a side business, and then you enjoy the interior design, but like what's like.
What makes me happy?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Kind of just something you can just go out and do, and it be fun. Okay. Gotcha.
Personally, career-wise, art is not going to be, like, the commercial arts is not going to be my career.
Yeah.
It is a good outlet for me, but I'm going to be going into the funeral industry. I'm going to be going into death care, which currently right now I'm working in a funeral home, and that does involve art.
Yeah.
It takes art to preserve someone. That is restorative arts.
Yeah.
And so, in a way, the commercial art that I'm doing right now is part of the bigger picture here.
Okay.
And just basing those skills.
Have you ever had... Have you guys ever had any, like, setbacks when it comes, like, doing your art? Even finding the motivation to do a certain piece?
Yeah, like, mentally. Like, if I get too mentally distraught or, like, too mentally, like, down on it. Like, if I look at a piece and I don't like it and I'm sitting there like, this is trash, and, like, I know I could do better, then I'm going to sit there and, like, not want to do it. That's why I'm so on to, like, I move project to project to project, because I have to, like, keep myself doing different things so that I don't get to the point where I look at a piece and I'm like, this is so ugly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Setbacks would just be like mental health wise for me.
Yeah, I get that. This year I've just been riding the struggle bus this year with finding the motivation to create and just create.
Me too.
Or I'll start something and I'll just throw it away. I'm like, oh, I don't like it anymore.
I'm
And
not vibing with this no more.
Or,
Yeah.
like, even to try new things. That's what, like, I just haven't wanted to recently.
Yeah.
right. And, like, sometimes the excitement is not always there, but even the lack thereof of certain excitement can create a whole different
Yeah.
like expression in art. Like if I am very, very, very stressed and I can still push myself to create something, it turns out very, very different from my other art.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, going off of that, what do you think are like some good ways to like beat that like burnout, like artistically?
Keep going. Like, just don't give. Like, I gotta tell myself that not to give up. The only one that's gonna notice the mistakes in your painting or your artwork is yourself.
Yeah.
The only one that's gonna notice the thing that's off about your art is yourself. And that's what I really have to tell myself to keep going.
I think a lot of trying to get out of the burnout and telling yourself to keep going is like self-image. It's not going to all happen in an art setting.
Mm-hmm.
If you look in a mirror and you're like, and you pick out little details of yourself that you don't like, it's the same thing that you apply to your art. While people only see the big picture,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. So you have to keep going. You don't have any choice in life but to keep growing
Yeah.
as a person and as an artist.
And, like, the little mistakes help you get better.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how you fix it. No one's gonna notice it but you.
Right.
Literally. No one's gonna notice if one line is a little bit thicker than the other one, but you might.
Say they're only gonna notice like, oh, this is a really good
This is
piece
a
of
really
art.
nice piece
yeah.
of art.
And then
like,
you'll
this
walk
is
past it
gorgeous.
and you'll be like, that line's not good.
Oh
You'll be
yeah,
like,
that's,
what?
that's
yeah.
how I am. That's so how I
Yeah.
am.
So to wrap this all up, if there was one art class that you could recommend like the most out of all the others at TC, what would it be?
Advanced Art 1, if you could get into it. Because it's a little bit of everything, and you can do whatever you want. That gives you the most opportunities to, like, actually experience different kinds of arts.
Okay, I'm actually gonna go against that. Just because, like, getting into an advanced class can be
Yeah,
a deterrent for a lot of people.
True, yeah.
Especially people who are just figuring out their styles. They-
For me, it was good.
yeah,
For me,
I
it was
agree.
good because I'm allowed to do everything.
Yeah.
But for other people.
Yeah, I mean, if you're able to get into that class, if you're accepted into that class, it's amazing. It's just pretty much a free-for-all. There's no prompts, not, you have to do this, you have to do this. But I think, like, I guess, beginner class that I would recommend is probably ceramics.
Oh, okay.
Or,
Because-
like, design or sculpture.
Yeah.
Those are, like, some good classes to get into if you're just starting off.
Just to kind of get a feel for like, oh, this is how I should like design things and like get
Mhm.
a feel for things, get a feel
Or,
for
like,
the art.
drawing.
Because I took drawing, yeah. Because I'm very beginner art. You've seen my stuff. it's not the greatest, but with the prompts I made do.
Yeah. But I think ceramics, just because you start building something up from scratch from a medium that you've probably never worked with in your life,
Yeah.
and it has the possibility to just go totally wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It could explode. It could explode because of someone else's work that gets put in the kiln.
Yeah.
And you really sometimes put your heart and soul into something, and then maybe it collapses.
Yeah, there's so
It's-
many what ifs with
It's
that.
a really good lesson, I think, for artists not to be deterred by something.
Just to pick it back up and keep trucking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, I think that has been episode 2 of TC Talks with our wonderful guests Matayah and Lily.
Thank you for being on here today. Means a lot. Means a lot.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Of course, of course. Well, I'm Evan Kahn,
I'm Ron Clarkson,
and this is TC Talks.
the podcast where we talk to TC and TC Talks back.
We'll see you on the next one.